Hello guys, good morning and welcome back to our video tutorial. I hope you guys understand that today's been a kind of a rainy day today, so we may not, you may be hearing some background noise and from the corrugates and here and there. So I hope you guys are gonna get me clearly. You try to get my voice clearly. So what we have here today is the application layer. So we're gonna talk about all the three layers that are involved in the top layer of the OSI layer, or we can call it the TCP/IP application layer, which involve the application layer itself, presentation, and session layer. So we're gonna talk about all the application layer protocols and applications, and that's what we saw. The application layer protocols will explain the operation and explain how they function, and we talk about the well-known application layer protocols or application protocols and services. So we're going to talk about all of them, and I'll explain each one of them in a more precise way, so we don't waste much time. Maybe I just have to make this video 15 or 20 minutes or even less. So you guys make sure that you go and make some more research about whatever that is in this chapter. So we have the application layer protocols, we have the domain name service system, we have the hypertext transfer protocol, simple mail transfer protocol, post office protocol, dynamic host configuration protocol, we have file transfer protocol, and we have internet message access protocol. So all of these are application layer protocols. So the application layer is a layer that is as close as possible to the user. So it's the closest to the user, and it's the layer that the user interacts directly with, because right now I am using my application layer to make a video and have it sent to you guys. So that is basically what the application layer does. So if you are how to call it, a programmer, your only area about the OSI layer is application presentation layer. Then transport down to physical layer is the network engineers area. So the network engineers area start from 4 to 1, and 5 upwards to 7 is for the programmers end. So if you are a programmer, that's your 3 layers. If you are a network engineer, those are your 4 layers, layer 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you don't have to worry much about layer 5, 6, and 7 if you're not a programmer. But if you're a programmer also, you don't have to worry about layer 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you want, you can worry, but otherwise those are not your areas. Your area is to focus on the session, the presentation, and the application layer. So we use the application layer is used to exchange data between programs running on source and destination host. Host here we're talking about computers, servers, and so on and so forth. So we're gonna be a little bit quick here. So like I said, these 3 layers are all called the application layer for the TCP/IP, but for the OSI layer, they all stand alone. So the presentation layer functions is that it format data. In other words, it encode data. If you don't understand what is this format and encode, I can tell you in plain text or in plain words that it is a format that, or it's a way of converting the data into a format that the recipient will understand. That is what it means. So but in other cases, you call it encode the data at the source device into a compatible form for the receiving device, or we can call it formatting data at the source device. And it also does what we call compression. Compression, in other words, means that you are shrinking the data size. Maybe let's say, for instance, what data the source has is 100 Mbps data, so it can shrink it. It can reduce this size. It will just wrap it over. Maybe let's say you have a plain paper wide open, you just rip it, or you can just fold it and fold it to have a small chunk of that large paper. So you can use it to insert it into something. So if you have to enter the full A4 size paper into that thing, it will be difficult. So folding it, that process is you are compressing it, you are making it a little bit small. And also this layer is the layer that's responsible for encrypting the sender's data. Encryption here means that it is going to change the sender's data from plain text, because if the sender is sending email, he is sent in ABCD formats and 1, 2, 3 and dots and symbols. But if this data is sent, the sender's device will make sure it changes data from the plain text to a text that is unreadable by human without interpretation by of a programmer. So the presentation layer will do that. Then from there, data will be passed onto the session layer, where it will create and maintain logs or dialogues between the source and the destination application. And that's why in your computers you can have the history and so on and so forth, to know what things that you have done, how long somebody has been using a particular application, and so on and so forth. So those are, so we have some presentation layer protocol applications like the motion picture expert group, that is the MPEG, the JPEG, the GIF, and the PNG. These are what display formats, or we call it some display applications. Okay, these are things that will show you the format of the pictures. Like for instance, when you take picture, this is what you see. These are the things that are responsible for showing you those images. So they show images in the full context. Okay, so these are all the applications that are involved or that are available in the application layer. So we have them in categories. We have some are name system, we have host configuration, we have